I was born in Brooklyn, New York, to my teenage mom, who was also heavily involved with drugs at the time, and she was not married to my dad. They got married shortly after and then had another child. But after just a couple of years, he left, and so my grandparents stepped in. They were very, very poor, but they just had a heart of gold. When I was 12 years old, my grandmother passed unexpectedly. It was heartbreaking because she had a heart attack right in front of me. My grandfather really did not handle my grandmother dying very well and just was lost. So from 7th grade through 12th grade, I lived in a lot of different homes, mostly people that didn't have money either. You know, I slept on couches, I slept in closets. One of the friends of my aunt was a guy named John Lilly, who took me in for the summer. John was the first one to say, you can create your own path. And it started resonating with me. And he'd ask me, like, what do you want to do? And all I could think of is the space program. And he goes, if you learn computers, you can be in space. And so from that point on, I would tell everybody that I was going to study computers. So it got me focused in 7th grade on a clear mission. And John did that. My senior year in high school, I got these little scholarships I could use towards a college education. And I remember distinctly in my mind saying, I owe this. And it really drove me to do philanthropy later in my life because I knew I owed people that were trying to help me. And I decided to go to FSU. I wound up having 2 or 3 jobs because I had to pay my way through college. And that's what you do, right? When you're faced with an adversity, you move forward. So I graduated from Florida State and I went to work at Arthur Andersen. I was there a little over 10 years, made partner, and then left and started my own company called TriBridge with 2 of my closest friends. And we grew that company from just a startup in 1998 to almost 1,000 people in 2017, and we sold it. I started Think Big for Kids almost immediately after I retired from TriBridge. But then I also joined a lot of different tech boards. And then one of the tech boards, after a few years, hired me to run a company called AppSpace. And that's what I'm doing today. If you want to run your own business, take these 4 classes. I spent a lot of time with Think Big for Kids. We start the program when they're in middle school. But what we've noticed is the kids that go through the program have a lot of confidence when they get to high school. I have 2 daughters and my wife. As a family, we're very close, and we're so proud of both our girls. We want them to learn the lessons of a hard life without having a hard life, which is really difficult. I want to thank my sponsor, Chris Sullivan, for his generosity and nomination. I'm incredibly proud to be part of the Horatio Alger Association. I see myself in the scholars, and I think they see themselves in me. It's a really neat thing to be able to help in that way and see how this progresses.